The past couple of months, I've been keeping this blog on programming and journalism and why I think they go hand in hand. Now, this has been a requirement for a class I'm taking, Digital Media Entrepreneurship with Dan Gilmore at Arizona State's Walter Cronkite School. But I really feel that this is a topic that's of importance to the journalism community. So I'm going to continue exploring the different ways that programming and journalism can go together and actually benefit each other. Because I think there's really room in journalism for the kind of thinking that programming brings about. Now, earlier in the semester, I wrote a blog post about why it's not good enough to just have a programmer in the newsroom or a journalist who might know a couple of programming terms. That's not a bad thing. It's a good start, but I think if we stop there, then it's really going to end up hurting the industry more than it helps it, because we're going to get into a mindset where we think we're more progressive than we are. Now, traditional journalism has already kind of created this person that has both the technological side and the journalism side. It's the photojournalist. Any photojournalist will tell you that there's no way they can do their job if they don't understand their equipment. You know, when I first started learning photography, all the talk about f-stops and apertures and ISOs and different lenses got a little confusing. But I found that once I kind of got a handle on what those terms meant, I was a better photographer. Now, I wasn't as good as the people who really understood what they were doing. You know, I'm not going to win a Pulitzer with any of my photos. But there are people who have that deeper technical understanding. You know, just go look at the Lens, which is the New York Times photo blog. Those people can talk to you at length about the different types of cameras and what they all do and how one setting is better for one situation than another. Yet, all of them are also equally aware of the journalistic value of the image that they're creating at any given time. So we accept this skill set with photojournalists. So I'm not really sure why people think it's such a stretch to extend it to programming, except that the people who are raising objections just don't really understand programming and its potential all that well. In my blog post earlier this year, I mentioned a panel I watched at the Paley Center in February, and they kept referring to people in newsrooms who had programming skills as engineers. And I find that really insulting, because that essentially says they don't understand what we're doing as journalists, and we don't really expect them to, which shocks me. It really surprises me that there's not more of an embrace of what the web can do for journalism. I think we need to be creating journalists that can look at a story idea or a data set and say, great, we can use Python to do this and create this kind of functionality so that the end user can go in and customize the data to tell him what he wants to know. It's not really such a new principle to newsrooms. Computer-assisted reporters have been doing this kind of thing for a long time with things like MySQL and Microsoft Access. But we have the opportunity to present it in different ways today and to do more powerful things with it.